and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Physical distancing isn't the same as being socially distant. I know that sometimes it can be a bit difficult not being able to engage in the in-person social activities that we did before, whether that be going to the movies or just hanging out in person. But remember that different does not mean distant. As the generation of technology, we can get creative in planning virtual parties with friends and family, play online games with friends, plan virtual family parties, start a cooking competition among cousins, or do a virtual dance party. If you do gather in person, however, remember to avoid gathering in large groups. Always ensure that you wear your mask to cover your mouth and nose. And remember, wash and sanitize your hands often.
Make sure that your mission is intact.
Yes, ma'am!
Agent 1, what is a touch?
Physical contact, ma'am.
Agent 2, what is a good touch?
Touches that make you feel alright, ma'am.
Such as?
A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, ma'am.
Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch?
Touches that make you feel not so good, ma'am.
Like a slap, a kick, a pinch, and most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch?
You tell a trusted adult, ma'am, for help, ma'am.
Tell them, don't do that, ma'am. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are
okay,
and bad touches are
not okay.
So, Agent, go spread the word.
Yes, ma'am.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, 2 major developments on Grand Bahama as a buyer announced for the Grand Lucayan Resort and a groundbreaking ceremony for the $200 million cruise port. Our team has the latest. Also, the Grand Bahama Power Company online payment service still down and consumers are not too happy. And a local student receiving a prestigious award. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, major news to report for the island of Grand Bahama as the buyer of the Grand Lucayan property has been revealed. The announcement coming today at a special press conference at the resort where Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, announced that the government has accepted the Electra America Hospitality Group's offer to purchase the hotel at a cost of $100 million. Our Jamila Mizik joins us live now from the Grand Lucayan Resort. Jamila, certainly a grand day for Grand Bahama.
Today's announcement, certainly long-awaited news for many residents in Grand Bahama, especially those in the tourism sector. This morning, the top bidder for the Grand Lucayan Resort property was announced by none other than Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper.
Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited, the special purpose vehicle that owns the Grand Lucayan Resort on behalf of the Bahamian people, has entered an agreement for the sale of the entire property to Electra America Hospitality Group. Electra, as we will call them today, their principals boast of over 150 years collective experience in the hospitality business. Electra is a part of a conglomerate, Electra America, with worldwide assets worth $7 billion in significant capital holdings. The government has accepted Electra's purchase offer for the Grand Lucayan Resort of $100 million.
At
Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper says Electra has committed to an estimated $300 million renovation and construction plan to rebuild the Grand Lucayan into an environmentally sustainable luxury resort.
Electra has committed to a luxury lifestyle hotel with approximately 200 rooms and 24 villas. That would be the Lighthouse Point Resort. Electra will also open an upscale convention hotel with more than 500 rooms that will cater to groups and the convention market. An all-suite family resort with more than 200 condo hotel-style suites is also planned for the property. A refurbished golf course complemented by a new upscale country club and golf villas are also planned. This will be, of course, in addition to a renovated casino managed by a world-class casino operator.
Cooper noting that the deal is expected to be completed by this summer, with renovations and new construction to begin shortly after.
All renovations and construction expected to be completed by January 1st, 2025. The resort construction and relaunch is expected to create approximately 2,000 construction jobs and 1,000 permanent jobs. At least 80% of the construction jobs are to go to Bahamians. At least 80% of the full-time jobs must be for Bahamians. The construction will be phased, with the hotel remaining open at all times throughout.
CEO of Electra America Hospitality Group, Russell Urban, says they're looking forward to collaborating with the local community.
We became very interested in this resort for a lot of reasons, but the main reason was we saw an opportunity to reinvent. I've heard the word reinvent, renaissance, rebirth, revive. You could go on and on. But we saw this as a very unique opportunity in a world-class location to create energy and to revive a community that has been so ravaged over recent years. So we are very, very pleased and humbled to be chosen for this amazing opportunity.
Now, it was also announced that as a part of the purchase price, Electra has pledged $5 million to the Ministry for Grand Bahama's new unit, Collab Partnerships for Development, for community projects and funding for Bahamians to create and grow businesses to enhance the tourism product.
It warms my heart that Electra gets it. They recognize the role of corporate citizens and the need for a holistic approach to enhancing communities where they do business, and appreciates the significance of this property to the people and economy of Grand Bahama. To some, it's just a resort. To us, it carries the memories of the glory days and the boom and bust. But it also carries hope for the future, the many opportunities for our people, and finally, the realization of a clear vision for this property to catapult Grand Bahama as a preferred destination of the Bahamas.
Now, Minister Cooper says next week in Parliament he intends to communicate the particulars of the deal in detail. Reporting live from the Grand Lucayan Resort, I'm Jamila Mizik. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Jamila. Well, following the announcement of the grand purchase of the Grand Lucayan to the Electra America Hospitality Group, residents and vendors at the Port Lucayan Marketplace shared their excitement, adding that their hope is for Grand Bahama to bounce back, not as the Magic City, but as a miracle city. Our Aja Kwan has more in this report.
I am feeling extremely grateful.
It is the news that residents of Grand Bahama and vendors at the Port Lucayan Marketplace were waiting for almost 4 years. Now, with the announcement of the sale for the Grand Lucayan Resort, they believe that they can breathe a sigh of relief as they say help and hope is finally on the way.
I am so excited. I am very, very much excited. I just bless God for this day because this is the Bahamian time now. Everybody will eat. Not certain people will eat and the rest dead. We all gonna eat together. I am truly, truly thank God for blessing us with such a people that will look out for the Bahamian all over. You know, God is just an awesome God.
Thankful is the word that can be used to describe the feelings of vendors at the Port Lucayan Marketplace hearing the news about the sale.
I am very proud to say I'm a vendor, and it doesn't go from Port Lucayan. I was a vendor from the bazaar time. I'm 63. Mightn't look it, but I'm 63. But God is good. And my mother was a straw vendor. My grandmother was a straw vendor. So I am proud to be called a straw vendor. And in this day and time, God is awesome because we're going to get back to the glory days that we had in the bazaar, and it's going to be better. It's not going to be magic. It's going to be grand. No magic. Magic finished with. Miracle. It's going to be miracle and grand.
Bubbling in joy, these vendors add that they can now earn a decent living to take care of their families, calling this announcement a proud moment.
I am a proud Grand Bahamian today. I am so excited for Freeport. We needed this. You know, Freeport has always been left in the dust, and I feel like now with this administration, we're finally being seen.
I'm overwhelmed about it because it was long coming, and it's a welcome change, especially for those of us that doesn't have any jobs right now, and especially for the younger ones that are coming out of school.
It is a joy to see us getting out of having to pay that $1.5 million a month. And an opportunity for the straw vendors to have people come and purchase at their store. It is truly wonderful. And, you know, when you see what the Davis administration has done in the last 6-7 months, it is truly something to look forward to. The future looks bright. And I think we have begun to see the resurgence of Freeport and the economy of Grand Bahama, which would be beneficial to the Bahamas and the Bahamian people at large.
Considering Grand Bahama's economic downturn over the years, residents on Grand Bahama are commending the Davis Cooper-led administration on a job well done in just 8 months. I'm Azra Quant, ZNS Network News.
And from one good news for Grand Bahama to the next, the groundbreaking ceremony for the $200 million Carnival Cruise Port development in East Grand Bahama taking place tomorrow. The nation's leader, along with Carnival officials and stakeholders, are among those who will be in attendance. Our Aja Quant joins us live with all of the details and what this will mean for Grand Bahama.
That's right, Ramiko. It is a double celebration for Grand Bahama. From the purchase of the island's anchor property, the Grand Lucayan Resort, and now tomorrow, the groundbreaking of the long-awaited Mega Carnival Cruise Port in East Grand Bahama. In attendance will be the nation's leader, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, other government officials, officials from Carnival Cruise Line, and other industry stakeholders. This project is significant for Grand Bahama for many reasons, as its impact will be felt through employment and spin-off opportunities. According to government officials, the cruise port will create over 500 new construction jobs in the initial phase and is expected to be completely developed by 2024. Now, get this. The $200 million cruise port on Grand Bahama boasts of now becoming the largest Carnival cruise port in the Bahamas. According to Carnival, the port will also include a 1-mile stretch of beach, food, beverage, and shopping outlets, a wide array of water-based amenities, and other recreational facilities. A pier capable of accommodating 2 of Carnival's largest cruise ships Simultaneously, many spin-off opportunities for Bahamians that will generate an estimated 1,000 local jobs throughout its development, construction, and ongoing operation. Now, Carnival will, of course, hold several public meetings in the Grand Bahama community in the coming months to inform local businesses about how they can become vendors. We are told that tomorrow's groundbreaking will also mark Carnival's 50th anniversary celebration of sailing to the Bahamas. Exactly what will be the official name of the cruise port? Well, officials say the plan is to take the inspiration from the beauty of the Bahamian people. I'm Azure Quant Live. Back to you, Ramiko.
Well, thanks, Azure. And of course, we want to remind you, our viewers, to tune in tomorrow on our ZNS network for full coverage of the groundbreaking ceremony beginning at 9 a.m. Meantime, the Grand Bahama Power Company experiencing issues with its online portal that is now limiting the way customers are able to pay their bills. The online portal, payment portal rather, and kiosks have been out of order now for weeks. Communications Director Cleopatra Russell says their team is working on it.
At Grand Bahama Power Company, we know that our online payment portal and our payment kiosks provide you, our valued customers, with convenient and secure payment options. At this time, these services are unavailable, and we extend our sincere apologies to all customers for the inconvenience. We want to assure you that our technical team is working to bring the online portal and kiosk back to full capacity as quickly as possible. And once operational, they will continue to provide safe and secure account access and bill payment services for customers just as they always have.
Now, there have been wide speculations as to what has interrupted the power company's online portal. While those direct questions were put forth to GBPC, they did not confirm or deny the reason. However, Russell says there are still other ways to make payment.
Meanwhile, bill payments may continue to be made in person at GBPC's headquarters, at local banks, and at our authorized payment vendors, including Cash and Go, Omni, and SunCash. Please note that we have extended our cashier hours for the convenience of our customers and are now open Monday to Friday, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. We want to further assure our customers that the current technical challenges we are experiencing are not impacting our ability to safely deliver electricity to homes and businesses, nor are there any impacts to our ability to read meters and bill accurately and in a timely manner. We will provide further updates via our social media channels and our progress on restoring our online portal and payment kiosk to full capacity.
And when we come back, we share the story of a Grand Bahama man who lost his leg during a deadly explosion and is now in need of assistance.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Now, I'm very pleased that this port is now on track to become a reality. This new port promises much in the way of Bahamian opportunities, from employment during the development and construction.
As my father would have said, this is a big deal.
Grand Bahama's story has been one of setbacks, but also one of success in the face of great adversity.
This development signals opportunities for creatives, vendors, small and medium-sized businesses and represents our commitment to collaboration with local and international partners for the growth and betterment of Grand Bahama Island.
And this is why we must expedite this process to get shovel in the ground.
It's the largest development cruise port project on Grand Bahama this Thursday, May 12th, beginning at 9 a.m., only on the ZNS network.
One station giving you 3 different shows. It's Power 104's new weekday lineup. Join me for late mornings with 6 from 9 to 11. Plus, we have something new for you.
It's your boy 3D, Mr. GB on Power 104.5 FM. Join me on the drive time from 4 to 6, giving you all the latest hits from the past to the
future. You know what it is. It's that DJ that plays the music that you love, DJ Future, letting you know to join me on 104.5 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday, all right? But it's not just all about me. I got my colleagues along with me right here at 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A student at the 8 Mile Rock High School receiving a prestigious scholarship, our Aja Quant, was on the beat.
It was a shocker for senior prefect at 8 Mile Rock High, Jasmine Pinder, learning she was one of the first recipients of the C. Clark Scholarship Program, a program offering a full ride to attend Morgan State University, a historically black college and university in Baltimore, Maryland. The scholarship's requirements include a current graduating high school senior must have received a primary through secondary public education, a minimum of 3.0 cumulative GPA, must be a current resident of the Bahamas, and a video submission of a personal statement. Jasmine says she didn't plan to apply. However, a second visit from the scholarship admissions team and a teacher changed her mind.
She was really pushing us to apply, and I just say, why not? But in my mind, I was like, I may not get this full scholarship, like someone else better than me may get it. But then when I heard the news last week that I actually got the scholarship, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God.
Receiving the news of the scholarship, Jasmine says the first thing that came to her mind was,
oh, my mommy don't have to pay anything. She don't have to worry about any expenses, being in debt, loans. I was so happy because like she don't have to worry about me. I don't have to like kill myself and working. She don't have to kill herself and working, so it was very relieving. Like all the financial burden just melted off my shoulders and hers as well.
She says she plans to come back home after completing her studies in accounting to share her success as Grand Bahama shaped her into the woman she is today. Her advice, despite your background or where you may come from, never give up.
I learned that even though you may think you'll not be able to get it, and even though you may fail, at least you took that one step and tried, because life works in so much mysterious ways. Like God is weave through your lives and make you become something that you never knew you could have been.
Donnell Newton assisted Jasmine with the scholarship. She notes that the financial hardship that they see at 8 Mile Rock High is immense, and for the program to bring financial freedom to one of their bright stars really was a no-brainer.
I know it was such a hard task for the Clark committee to select one, because those students put their hearts in their video statements. When we saw those video statements, I got goosebumps. I even got like little tears in my eyes. But Jasmine came through. She touched them in a way that, whereas she's the recipient of the scholarship, and we just know that she's going to do her best, because she has demonstrated here at 8 Mile Rock High as being an independent, dedicated, knowledgeable student.
Principal Chester Cooper, still in celebratory mode, expressing excitement for both Jasmine and the school. He believes Jasmine is a good example for others to follow.
I highlighted Jasmine because I want other kids to understand the importance of hard work. It shows right there that hard work does pay off. That Jasmine got a full scholarship to university, and that's awesome news for us. She's one of those students who are very focused, and from day one, she worked extremely hard. So this is only a combination of what she's been doing for the past 6 years of school. You know, she's an awesome individual.
I'm Azure Quant, ZNS Network News.
We now bring to you a story of a man who escaped a deadly explosion many years ago, and his life has not been the same ever since. From one tragedy to another, the 55-year-old Grand Bahamian lost his leg last November, and as you will hear in this report, he is appealing for assistance to purchase a prosthetic leg.
If I never used to be lifting weight and so forth and being strong, I don't think I would have been able to make it, but I was determined to get out.
His dream of becoming a professional weightlifter was thwarted after he was caught in a deadly explosion at a gym on Logwood Road in Grand Bahama on May 23, 1996. 55-year-old Addington Boscombe says he was with his best friend when the incident occurred.
It was me and my best friend. This was like 9 o'clock in the night. We was in the gym, sitting down, just talking. After that, he said going back outside to the vehicle to get something. And when he left, the place blew with me inside.
95% of his body was severely burned, but he was conscious enough to find his way to the outside.
He had a radio station, named Cool 96 or something. They had a big light on that. So the glare of that light was coming through the smoke. So I just keep on walking towards that, and that's how I get out. That's what leads me to the door to get out.
He spent the next 3.5 years of his life recovering in hospital. Boscombe adds that he did not recognize himself when he looked in the mirror. And although many years have passed, the road to recovery has not been easy. In fact, he says it has gotten harder. Last November, he lost his leg due to an infection from the explosion and is now seeking assistance for a prosthetic leg.
So I spent 3.5 years in hospital, and after coming out, I end up scratching because burns normally make you scratch. So I end up just had to go back to Nassau and fix the leg all over. And after fixing the leg all over and come back home, I leave with a small wound on the knee, and then it get infected. So I had to take the leg.
Boscombe has no kids and a small group of relatives. He's receiving national insurance, but he says he wants to work and notes that if he can get a prosthetic leg, he can go back to earning an honest living.
If I get this false leg, just saying, I determined I could go back out there and work. I could go back on the construction field and I could do anything. Because since I've been like this, I put a lot of things to test and go on out there and try to do things with my one leg. But you know, ain't nobody can hire nobody but no one leg.
If you would like to assist Addington Boscombe, you can contact him at 442-0076. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more when we come back.
Very pleased that this port is now on track to become a reality. This new port promises much in the way of Bahamian opportunities, from employment during the development and construction.
As my father would have said, this is a big deal.
Grand Bahama's story has been one of setbacks, but also one of success in the face of great adversity.
This development signals opportunities for creatives, vendors, small and medium-sized businesses, and represents our commitment to collaboration with local and international partners for the growth and betterment of Grand Bahama Island.
And this is why we must expedite this process to get shovel in the ground.
It's the largest development cruise port project on Grand Bahama this Thursday, May 12th, beginning at 9 a.m., only on the ZNS Network.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the night is Biora Brown. We say thank you so much for your support. We do appreciate it. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do ask that you stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Physical distancing isn't the same as being socially distant. I know that sometimes it can be a bit difficult not being able to engage in the in-person social activities that we did before, whether that be going to the movies or just hanging out in person. But remember that different does not mean distant. As the generation of technology, we can get creative in planning virtual parties with friends and family. Play online games with friends. Plan virtual family parties. Start a cooking competition among cousins, or do a virtual dance party. If you do gather in person, however, remember to avoid gathering in large groups. Always ensure that you wear your mask to cover your mouth and nose. And remember, wash and sanitize your hands often.
Make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private parts. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom, for help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a grand announcement for Grand Bahama. COVID cases sweep local private schools. A global cement shortage hits local contractors. And a decathlete heads to a major championship. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lopindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for joining us. It's been a long time coming, promising better days ahead for Grand Bahama. The Davis administration today announced a buyer for the all-inclusive Grand Lucayan Resort. Jamila Mizik of our Northern Service joins us live in Freeport on today's big announcement. Good evening, Jamila.
Good evening, Makushla. Today's announcement, certainly long-awaited news for many residents in Grand Bahama, especially those in the tourism sector. Now, this morning, an announcement was made for the top bidder of the Grand Lucayan Resort property here in Grand Bahama, and that announcement was made by none other than Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper.
Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited, the special purpose vehicle that owns the Grand Lucayan Resort on behalf of the Bahamian people, has entered an agreement for the sale of the entire property to Electra America Hospitality Group. Electra, as we will call them today, their principals boast of over 150 years collective experience in the hospitality business. The government has accepted Electra's purchase offer for the Grand Lucayan Resort of $100 million.
Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper says Electra has committed to an estimated $300 million renovation and construction plan to rebuild the Grand Lucayan into an environmentally sustainable luxury resort.
Electra has committed to a luxury lifestyle hotel with approximately 200 rooms and 24 villas. That would be the Lighthouse Point Resort. Electra will also open an upscale convention hotel with more than 500 rooms that will cater to groups and the convention market. An all-suite family resort with more than 200 condo hotel-style suites is also planned for the property. A refurbished golf course complemented by a new upscale country club and golf villas are also planned. This will be, of course, in addition to a renovated casino managed by a world-class casino operator.
Cooper noting that the deal is expected to be completed by this summer, with renovations and new construction to begin shortly after.
All renovations and construction expected to be completed by January 1st, 2025. The resort construction and relaunch is expected to create approximately 2,000 construction jobs and 1,000 permanent jobs.
CEO of Electra America Hospitality Group, Russell Urban, says they're looking forward to collaborating with the local community.
We saw this as a very unique opportunity in a world-class location to create energy and to revive a community that has been so ravaged over recent years.
But it also carries hope for the future, the many opportunities for our people, and finally, the realization of a clear vision for this property to catapult Grand Bahama as a preferred destination of the Bahamas.
Now, Minister Cooper says next week in Parliament, he intends to communicate the particulars of the deal in detail. Reporting live from the Grand Lucayan Resort in Freeport, I'm Jamila Mizik. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks, Jamila. Well, the good news doesn't stop there for Grand Bahama, as come Friday, officials from Carnival Cruise Lines will open a new port on the island's eastern end. We now go to Azure Grant of our Northern Service in New Freeport for a preview. Good evening, Azure.
Makushla, it is a double celebration for Grand Bahama, from the purchase of the island's anchor property, the Grand Lucayan Resort, and now tomorrow, the groundbreaking of the long-awaited mega Carnival cruise port in East Grand Bahama. In attendance will be the nation's leader, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, other government officials, officials from Carnival Cruise Line, and other industry stakeholders. This project is significant for Grand Bahama for many reasons, as its impact will be felt through employment and spin-off opportunities. According to government officials, the cruise port will create over 500 new construction jobs in the initial phase and is expected to be completely developed by 2024. Now get this, the $200 million cruise port on Grand Bahama boasts of now becoming the largest Carnival cruise port in the Bahamas. According to Carnival, the port will also include a 1-mile stretch of beach, food, beverage, and shopping outlets, a wide array of water-based amenities, and other recreational facilities, a pier capable of accommodating 2 of Carnival's largest cruise ships simultaneously. Many spin-off opportunities for Bahamians that will generate an estimated 1,000 local jobs throughout its development, construction, and ongoing operation. Now, Carnival will, of course, hold several public meetings in the Grand Bahama community in the coming months to inform local businesses about how they can become vendors. We are told that tomorrow's groundbreaking will also mark Carnival's 50th anniversary celebration of sailing to the Bahamas. Exactly what will the official name of the cruise port? Well, officials say the plan is to take the inspiration from the Bahamian people. I'm Azure Quant Live. Back to you in the nation's capital.
Well, thanks, Azure. From Grand Bahama, we cross over to Exuma, where that intense probe into the deaths of 3 American visitors to the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort last week progresses. Desmond Saunders is back in the capital after spending a few days on that island. He joins us live in studio with the latest details. Good evening, Desmond.
Well, good evening, Makusla. I'm back from Exuma, where the mystery behind the deaths of those 3 American tourists continues to grab local and international headlines.
Exuma, known for its pristine waters, flawless coastlines, and world-famous attractions, now garnering appeal for a whole other reason. The deaths of 3 American tourists whose bodies were found unresponsive at the Exuma Emerald Bay Sandals Resort last week have some Exumians fearful that this ordeal may have an adverse impact on tourism. That aside, this United States visitor told me the tragedy has not affected her travel plans at all or views of the Bahamas.
Our trip has not been dampened by that news.
And you're not on edge?
No, we're not. We're not worried. We're not worried to come out. We're not worried to be social. We're not worried to partake in the restaurants and all of the tourist attractions. We're not worried.
The country's health minister returning to the island Tuesday with 2 leading pathologists to complete investigations.
Autopsies were completed. We have some team members on the ground. We have our pathologists on the ground in order for us to complete the investigations from the pathologists while the ongoing environmental assessments.
Well, Sandals officials remain tight-lipped. Commissioner of Police Paul Rowe revealing during a recent press conference that blood samples taken from the bodies of those 3 Americans found dead at Sandals will be examined in a lab in Philadelphia for examination. Results are expected soon. For now, the eyes of the world are on the Bahamas with this unfortunate tragedy. Makusla.
Well, thanks, Desmond. From the crime beat this evening, police are tonight searching for a person of interest in connection with a sexual assault. From all reports, a woman was jogging early this morning in Western New Providence when a man pulled her into bushes and sexually assaulted her. The incident has prompted authorities to remind women to be aware of their surroundings. They're also urged to thoroughly search their home upon arrival to ensure all doors and windows are properly secured. Meantime, the hunt's on tonight for 25-year-old Christopher Forbes, who's wanted for rape. Police say Forbes is between 5'7" and 5'9" tall, with dark brown complexion and slim build. Any information where Christopher Forbes may be should be passed on to the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 2-911, your nearest police station, or download the P3 Tips app. Still to come, COVID forces several private school closures. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
They say that when it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC to feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
At the Department of Housing, we are working diligently to expand the path to home ownership. We have streamlined our mortgage application process to make it easier and more convenient for you, our valued clients. The first step in the application process is to register online at www.mothbahamas.com. Registering online is a critical step in the mortgage application process, as it allows for a specific profile to be created, and it also allows you, our valued clients, to easily track and monitor your application as it moves through the various phases. The following documents are required: passport, NIB smart card, voter's card or recent utility bill not older than 3 months old to confirm address, job letter, pay stub, print of current credit facilities, which includes consumer loans and credit cards. For self-employed persons, the Department of Housing will require company documentation, such as a valid business license and business account statements for a minimum of 12 consecutive months. The Department of Housing, making access to quality, affordable housing easier for Bahamians. If you're interested in quality, affordable housing built at the highest construction standards, please register at www.mothbahamas.com or call us at 302-5816.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continue continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
COVID-19 apparently making the rounds in a number of private schools here in New Providence, forcing students to return online. That story tonight from Altavis Munnings.
Stephen Dillard Primary, the only public school where students returned to virtual learning this week due to an increase in positive COVID-19 cases. A Ministry of Education press release confirming the move was taken out of an abundance of caution. Face-to-face classes are expected to resume at the Wolf Road campus on Monday, May 16th. Meantime, administrators, staff, and students at St. Anne's Anglican School, Fox Hill, forced into a 7-day quarantine following several positive COVID-19 infections. Virtual learning restarted Wednesday, with in-classroom learning returning a week later on May 17th. School officials have advised parents to contact the school if their child exhibits any COVID symptoms. Testing is also not recommended before the 7-day quarantine period, as early testing may lead to a false negative result. Meantime, campus sanitation will continue. Virtual learning will also take place next week at Queens College, as school officials have recorded positive COVID-19 cases there for more than a week. QC officials believe new infections could even hamper national and end-of-year examinations if not addressed. Face-to-face learning resumes there Wednesday, May 23rd. The positive COVID-19 case of a St. Augustine's College staff member has led administrators to revert to virtual learning there until May 18th. Face-to-face learning will return the following day. As for national examinations, SAC's acting principal, Marisi Thompson, informed parents that 12th graders will sit national examinations in person as scheduled, and Bahamas Junior Certificate art examinations will now be taken on May 24th. Over at Kingsway Academy, parents of 5th graders were advised that virtual classes resumed on May 10th until all staff and students are healthy. Officials from all of these schools encourage parents and students to maintain adhering to all COVID-19 protocols in order to stop any further spread of the COVID-19 virus. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings.
Now, as for reported COVID cases, 13 females and 11 males have been added to the countrywide COVID count. Of the 24 on record, 20 of the newly infected are on New Providence, 2 on Grand Bahama, and the other 2 on Eleuthera. Meantime, hospitalizations are at 8, all the sick moderately ill. As for recovered cases, there were a total of 25 on May 10th. In other news tonight, Director of Education Marcellus Taylor is denying a fight at L.W. Young Junior High on Monday, though admitting a student struck the school's principal. His comments contrary to those Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson shared. She contends the incident happened as the principal intervened during a fight between 2 students. Well, our news team attempted to speak with the principal today to get a clearer understanding of the matter, but she declined to comment. However, based on what the principal told Taylor, an 8th grade female student was upset over something that occurred during security checks at the school's entrance gate.
Because she was, angry and loud and whatever, the principal took her by the hand to lead into the office to calm her down, to try and, move away from the stand to bring things down. And the student was still a bit agitated, I would imagine. And in the process, the student pulled her hand away and then swung at the principal with a closed fist. According to the principal, it just kind of grazed her forehead. And the principal is fine and everything, so no need to go to the hospital. She wasn't unconscious. She wasn't no stabbing and all these other things that were circulating. The matter is under control. The parents were called in, police, and, the matter is under control. Now, clearly the student brought the
Now, judging from his conversations with the principal, the education director believes the student is going through some personal issues that may be behind her behaving out of character in recent weeks.
The principal was in the process of preparing the report. Remember now, this stuff happened yesterday, and the principal still had the school to run. So she settled the school and all of that, and she is going to forward a report to us. In that, she'll outline what she thinks should happen because she's the site manager. When principals maintain the discipline to a certain degree, we'll review it to kind of ensure that we agree that there's no heavy-handedness or more fairness. But we have a set of protocols that govern mostly the way we deal with these things. The Safe Schools Manual, which has been around for about 20 years, I would say, even though we had updates and revisions to it. And so, she will propose something based on those lines, and we'll just review it to ensure that that's appropriate.
Now on to a story you will see first here on the ZNest Network. Construction on the island is at an all-time high with quite a number of buildings going up, but lately the shortage of a key item has brought much of that work to a screeching halt. Carla Palmer has the story.
A Royal Bank of Canada facility under construction on Collins Avenue and 6th Terrace, Centerville, is advertised as coming soon. But that time frame may just have to be pushed back and the project possibly delayed, along with so many others here in New Providence, due to a shortage of cement on the island.
We haven't had cement, I think it's going on nearly 3 weeks now.
Gary Burrows is manager at Tops Lumber and Plumbing Company.
I had a few customers keep calling me to find out when we're going to get it because they say their jobs have to go on hold because, if you need cement for foundation and so forth and bell costs and all that, you can't go no further with your buildings.
Like his competitor, Cecil Cartwright of Cartwright's Building Supply Company Limited, both find themselves facing the same issue.
Well, I was expecting some cement up yesterday evening, but fortunately, that didn't happen. I know that the boat was supposed to have come in yesterday evening, and my truck is out right now. Hopefully, I will have cement.
We keep calling the cement people every other day to check on it, and I think it was a week ago they told us that they might have had it this week, but we checked again today.
Coincidentally and unfortunately, the problem comes as construction is booming in the country, with multi-million-dollar projects underway, like the wind development on West Bay Street and the Lennox Complex on 3rd Terrace, Centerville, of which Wellington Woods is the architect and project manager.
What happens is that we have scheduling that relate to these major projects, such as what we're doing, and what happens is that once you don't have concrete, it interfere with your pouring, etc. So what happens is obstruct the timeline for the completion date, which incur causes an overrun.
National Products Company Limited is reportedly the main supplier of cement in the country. Our news team visited the headquarters on Minnie Street but got no answer. Meantime, these businessmen say they could not take possession of cement soon enough, but for now are forced to do nothing except wait. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
My name is Hensel Moss, and I've been in San Salvador from '93. I've been doing it for almost 40 years. So once a week or twice a week doing a bike ride with people, it's a lot of fun. First of all, there's not a lot of traffic. You're on an island that has maybe about 600 cars, but you don't really get to see them that much. The road is always close to the ocean most of the time. So you're always getting a really good view. And like every time the Club Med people or any other tourist is going on a bike ride, one of the things they always come back and go, wow, is just unbelievable, the view, the scenery. So that's pretty much a good thing. And we have a couple of bars near the water. You can stop by and have a couple of drinks, have some conch salad, then you'll be on your way. Just the feel, the freedom, you know, even if it's hot and you're going for a ride, you get a nice breeze blowing. And it's the scenery. This is a gorgeous place. When we go to the Columbus Beach, which is Long Bay, you have a cross, that's the sign to show, you know, the spot where Columbus actually landed. And there's a couple little private beaches I take the people to. And also, there's a monument that was built by Mexicans because in 1968, we had the 68 Olympics in Mexico. The Bahamas wasn't part of the North America. And we were also in the Olympics. So they have different islands in the country where they ran the torch. San Salvador was the island they chose because it's the only island the road go completely around the whole island. Oh yeah, I see myself doing it for a long time. You know, I'm 63 right now, and I'm planning to live to be 125. So I'd probably stop when I'm 150.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Family gatherings start with a trip to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets for great savings like Mahatma long grain rice, 10 pounds, $7.99. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, 2 for $5. Hunt's ketchup, 32 ounce, $2.69. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.19 per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, 2 for $5. Continue to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
In parliamentary news, senators today debating a resolution for the conveyance of 2 parcels of land in southern New Providence for the construction of affordably priced homes, the single most significant financial investment. Academic studies point to the benefits of home ownership. As leader of government business in the Senate, the Honorable Michael Alquitas cited Wednesday their stability, positive educational achievement, higher levels of civic engagement, and better levels of physical and psychological health. And while Alquitas makes it clear it is not the government's responsibility to provide a home for everyone, it is its responsibility to promote policies in this regard and, by extension, strengthen the economy and provide employment.
There is value in being able to build a number of houses and to realize cost savings and to be able to present to individuals a turnkey proposition where they make the application, they're approved, the house is built, and an individual is given the key, and they don't have to go through all of the arranging and contracting with an individual contractor.
Owning a home, though, comes with its challenges. Take, for instance, today's high rate of inflation.
I think as it relates to the cost of building materials, Madam President, this is a good time for us to explore the use of alternative building materials, maybe alternative building methods, of course, that meet the building code, can withstand hurricanes, but seek out and begin to use some of these building strategies and building practices that will lower the cost of construction. Perhaps It might mean fewer persons employed in the construction, but that savings could be deployed elsewhere.
Supporting the resolution on the opposition's end, Free National Movement Senator, the Honourable Reuben Ramming, who issued this bit of advice.
So when we are developing houses, we must be very, very careful about how we go about it to ensure that at the end of the day, when somebody pays an average 25-year mortgage on a house, that they don't end up with something that is worth 2 to 3 times less than what they pay.
The housing resolution was approved in the House of Assembly last week. Well, meantime, the government still has plans to relocate the General Post Office from the town centre mall. Minister of Housing and Transport, the Honourable JoBeth Colby-Davis, gave this update on a request for proposal that was supposed to have ended this past February, with construction to be completed within 18 months.
It was actually an expression of interest that we put in the portal for just to garner where a person's interest was, who essentially had put forward an interest years before. I'm excited because I'm supposed to be getting a presentation from a few of the groups this week, and so I'll be able to talk more about that once I have the presentation, speak to Cabinet, and then be able to say what's the next steps. But we are still moving towards getting that sorted shortly.
While the move to the town centre mall was controversial, the Transport Minister doesn't anticipate any challenges once a new home is found.
I don't expect there to be any hiccup. I think the focus must be what the product potential is for the best interest of the Bahamian people. And a part of building a new post office, partner with that is providing new and different types of services that the post office can offer, and expanding and modernizing the postal service so that we can save the jobs as well. And so the focus and attention would be on a circular of how we can develop our postal service as well as provide a final home for them.
She became a mother at 15, but that didn't stop registered nurse Lindiana Ramming from pursuing her career goals. Now, decades into her profession, Ramming continues to find fulfillment. Cleopatra Murphy has the story of one of the nurses being celebrated this month in this week's Health Beat.
Her childhood dream was always to be a nurse, and despite a hiccup along the way, registered nurse Lindiana Ramming eventually made that dream a reality.
In 1986, when I was accepted into nursing as a trained clinical nurse, I started out then, and for like 25 years I was a trained clinical nurse, and I was promoted to senior trained clinical nurse, and I felt I had more to offer nursing, so I went back to school. And in 2013, I became a registered nurse with a bachelor's degree in nursing.
Ramming, who has held leadership positions in the Nurses Association of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, has always been committed to expanding her knowledge in the profession. Along the way, also garnering several accolades as Nurse of the Year, National Nurse of the Year, and Caribbean Nurse of the Year. 33 years into her profession, the wife and mother of 3 is just as enthusiastic today as the day she started.
I'm very motivated. I've been at Sadlands now going for 34 years. I'm still excited, but my nursing profession, I love going to work. I haven't used a sick day for the year. I just love it. I feel fulfilled. You know, it's my calling.
For those considering the profession, she says now is an opportune time, as nurses are always needed, and you can study at no cost at the University of the Bahamas.
Come into the profession, learn all you can learn. Now have the right attitude. Be respectful. You know, treat people the way you like to be treated. Look at that person as your relative in that bed and give that respect.
Ramming admits the Bahamas continues to lose nurses to the countries like the U.S., Canada, and the UK that she says offers better incentives, from pay packages to jobs for spouses. As for why she chose to stay, Ramming had already started a family, and as a point of pride, her son has also joined the profession. For her, it's more than that, though.
We are a third world country. There's no way we will be paid like the first world countries, but there is room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. But someone have to take care of the Bahamians. Someone have to take care of our people. So one like me, there's no place better than home.
For those nurses that choose to stay, Raming says stay self-motivated and simply do your best on the job. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
My name is Alicia Poitea, and I've been using the Molfix brand for almost 10 years now. What I love about the Molfix brand is that it is of great quality, and I currently use it on my 2-year-old and my 5-month-old. I haven't had any issues with irritability or rashes or anything of that sort. What I love most about the Molfix brand is that I get value for money, and that to me is awesome.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Tony Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis, expected to deliver the keynote address titled Beyond Recovery into Growth at the second Cat Island Business Outlook set for next Thursday, May 19th. The virtual forum will focus on issues impacting tourism, business and culture on Cat Island and neighbouring islands San Salvador and Rum Cay. Organised by the Councillors Limited, President Joan Albury noted that Cat Island, San Salvador and Rum Cay are some of the country's best kept secrets, and it's our national responsibility to support industry in those islands for the betterment of residents and the country at large. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios this evening, we have just a few clouds floating around. The temperature stands at 73 degrees. Relative humidity, 77%. Northeast winds at 12 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,013.3 millibars. That's 29.92 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 74 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Cove Key, and Marsh Abaco. The Berry Islands at 76. 78 degrees in Allenstown, Bimini, 75 in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy, Lutras, 77, 76 in Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma reporting 79 degrees, and we pick up a string of 80s in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matthew-Town, and Nagua, 81, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwest and central islands tonight, the winds are expected to be north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The low tide will occur at 11:11 tonight. In the central and southeast Bahamas, light and variable winds with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, for all areas, the winds are going to fall off light and variable with flat seas once again. But there will be some swells generated by low pressure to the northeast of us, so that will create some unsettled boating conditions for you. Low tide, 11:33 in the morning. High tide at 5:47 in the afternoon. Now, as we take you into Friday, in the northwestern islands, the winds start to pick up a bit, swinging out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights building 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide on Thursday, 6:03 in the morning, with a low tide at 12:17 in the afternoon. Now, as we take you into the central and southeastern islands on Friday, the winds continue to increase 12 to 18 knots out of the southeast. Caution flags go up for your boaters. Wave heights at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
She texts me back. She says she ready for some of that. I say, what you talking about?
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Bahamas National Statistical Institute, formerly the Department of Statistics, is commencing the 2022 census during the months of April through June. There will be 3 ways for individuals to complete their questionnaires: online, via telephone, and in person. The online census will have a questionnaire that individuals can complete from the comfort of their home. This only applies to the households who would have provided contact information during the 2021 listing exercise. Via the telephone, census administrators will be conducting the census questionnaire over the phone. And finally, the traditional in-person interviews will also be conducted. You may ask the question, well, what is the census? The right answer would be the total count of people living in the country at a specified time. Every person in every dwelling unit, regardless of age and nationality, throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will be counted. The count depends on you.
With today's lesson. Bobby, can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Miss J, we can't hear Bobby because he's fooling around with the other guys.
All right now, y'all settle down. That's okay, Bobby. I'll have a talk with your mom. It's time to transform the way you learn.
Transform the way you learn and improve your in-home Wi-Fi coverage with Eero.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on My Gateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Hope you had a great day so far. Decathlete Ken Mullings, along with head coach Kenny Moxie, left today for Ottawa, Canada, and the NATAC Combined Championship. The meet will serve as a qualifier for the World Championships, July 15th through the 24th in Eugene, Oregon. A few meets already under his belt this season, and this one, a big one.
Season has been going very well so far for me. I've been achieving a lot of personal bests in my individual events. So I'm expecting to at least get an overall personal best in the decathlon. So far in practice, we have been training on my long jump approach and my 1500 on some of the events that I didn't do so good in at the University of Miami meet. So we are more prepared at that aspect. So far, if I execute the way my coaches have trained me to, Miss Aubrey and Edna Roll, then I should achieve some good points out there.
National record holder Kendrick Thompson was also selected to compete, but is coming off an injury and will not travel. So that means Ken will be the flag bearer.
It does not put no pressure on me because I feel like I'm well prepared and ready to compete. In terms of expectations, I am not trying to set any point goals. I'm just trying to execute my events one event at a time and try to leave it all out there to accomplish some big things.
DeAndre Ayton with 20 points and 9 rebounds as the Phoenix Suns shine bright, helping them to pick up a 111-80 win over the Dallas Mavericks and a 3-2 series lead in the NBA semifinals.
A lot of barking out there. It comes with the game, you know, when you're barking and guys going at each other and it's the highest level ever. I get your blood flowing, and we get home. We know the type of defeat we had in Dallas, and we weren't happy. That wasn't a fun plane ride coming back, and practice was intense as well. Coaches got on us a little bit, and here go our response. That's all I can really tell you. The guys was looking for me down there. Even when I had minor little tweaks around the rim, they kept telling me, like, yo, DA, that's what we want. Keep doing it. Keep putting pressure on these boys. And yeah, felt good and, made me want to play a lot more defense on the other end as well.
The scene now shifts to Dallas for Game 3 Thursday, and the Suns will try to do what no team has done so far in this series, and that's win on the next team's home court.
I mean, we just got to come in there level-headed. You know, we just can't walk in thinking we won the game already. You know, these dudes are going to be desperate, and the crowd is going to be in it, but we're going to have to play together like how we did tonight and bring everything from tonight over to Dallas.
Another Bayman College basketball player taking advantage of the transfer portal and switching schools, Ahmad Harvey, bouncing from Coastal Carolina to High Point. The 6'7" forward had spent the last 3 years with the Chancellors, but only played 7 games this past season due to an injury. And Lucius Fox in the lineup for the first time since being sent back down to the minors from the Washington Nationals. He went 0 for 3 with a walk and scored a run for Rochester as they won 8-2 over Worcester. And from college baseball, Dante Stewart going 1 for 4, scored a run as Northwestern State doubled up Louisiana Monroe 10-5. Stewart and Northwestern will close out their season starting Thursday with a 3-game series at home against New Orleans. And that's going to do it for Sports on the Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Family gatherings start with a trip to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets for great savings like Mahatma long grain rice, 10 pounds, $7.99. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, 2 for $5. Hunt's ketchup, 32 ounce, $2.69. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.19 per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, 2 for $5. Continue to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Bahamas National Statistical Institute, formerly the Department of Statistics, is commencing the 2022 census during the months of April through June. There will be 3 ways for individuals to complete their questionnaires: online, via telephone, and in person. The online census will have a questionnaire that individuals can complete from the comfort of their home. This only applies to the households who would have provided contact information during the 2021 listing exercise. Via the telephone, census administrators will be conducting the census questionnaire over the phone. And finally, the traditional in-person interviews will also be conducted. You may ask the question, well, what is the census? The right answer would be the total count of people living in the country at a specified time. Every person in every dwelling unit, regardless of age and nationality, throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will be counted. The count depends on you.
I've always worked in business solutions, commercial customers. We've worked with and helped them to become successful through communications technology. It forces me to be on my game in terms of learning about technology, learning about communications, learning about mobile and fixed. So I'd advise any young woman wanting to get into the technology field to take every opportunity that you can to learn, because you just never know where the job opportunities will be in 1 or 3 or 5 years.
Ordinary People is back with a new season. Join us on the ZNS Network.
Anybody drugs or more? Not New York's bestsellers, the hood's bestseller.
I like that. Coming soon.
People are only going to say yes or no. And if they say no, keep on trying until you get a yes.
Ordinary People.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing an upper level low that's spinning just to the northeast of the Bahamas, and that will be drifting towards the west, but a trough extending out of that across the Bahamas will trigger some showers over the weekend, particularly starting on Friday, and that will carry over into Sunday with the heavier showers taking place on Sunday. But as far as tonight is concerned, we're looking at pretty nice conditions in the northwest parts of our country with those winds somewhere out of the northeast around 10 to 15 knots, with light and variable winds in the central and southeastern parts of our country. Tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low temperature, still very comfortable, about 70 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny with a high of 81 degrees. The extended weather forecast, lots of sunshine tomorrow, but come Friday in the afternoon, you'll see some showers start developing, and that will carry over into Sunday, where it becomes more numerous, and that will hang around into Sunday. Some of these showers are going to be extremely heavy at times, so do prepare yourselves for those showers over the weekend. Temperature-wise, though, we're going to keep you in the low 80s, and temperatures will start getting close to the mid-80s as we head back into the early part of next week. Nighttime temperatures, they're going to start warming up a bit, so the nights are going to be a bit on the comfortable side tonight, but starting to warm up as of tomorrow night. Makishla?
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
Battling for Bay is a joke compared to battling colon cancer.
You want to protect your quarterback? You need to protect your body.
The same way we declare that we will be victorious on Bay Street, it's the same way you will declare that you will be victorious over colon cancer.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Both men and women are affected equally. Fortunately, colon cancer can be prevented by scheduling routine visits with your doctor, by being aware of the symptoms, and by having some form of colon cancer screening when appropriate. If you're over the age of 45, talk to your doctor about having a colonoscopy today so that you can avoid a conversation about colon cancer tomorrow.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
COVID is clearly unpredictable. It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. I'm young, and it still put a beating on me. I had no other option but to go to the hospital. I remember the doctor telling me if I had waited one more day, I wasn't gonna come inside here alive. At my lowest point, not being there for my kids was... You don't want to be in the same position that I was in. Vaccines may not stop you from getting COVID, but it can stop you from getting COVID the way I had COVID. You don't want that way.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Everyone has a legacy to create our own footprints in the sand. Although our stories others can't relate, that's what makes me who I am. I'm just like